What's up, everybody, and welcome to the rivalry edition of the TNR Sports Show, the TNR Sports Show. Ryan, are you excited for rivalry weekend?
I'm very excited. It's going to be a fun weekend.
Are you
Hopefully.
excited to be rivals with the University of South Carolina?
Am I excited to be rivals with them? Not
Yes.
particularly. I'm excited for the game.
Yeah, I think Dabo Sweeney. We got a big rivalry weekend. We'll be covering all the TNR sports crap that you normally get. So be a lookout for that. Big week for us. Uploaded a lot of videos. Had a big week on NFL videos. They're going to be coming out now. College basketball is getting heated up. Arkansas wins that tournament last night. Not last night, but this past week. They play again on Sunday. What else do we got? Gonzaga crushed UCLA. So get ready for college basketball, the NFL. We're going to be rolling with it all heavy in the next couple weeks. I don't know what it's going to look like after. I don't know at this exact moment what it's going to look like after. Uh, College football season kind of ends. You know, we go into bowl season. There's a lot of stuff we could do. There's a lot of stuff I might want to wait and push off. I think we're gonna have a couple team grade episodes. Maybe we'll just have singular episodes where we're grading the teams, what we think happened this season. We'll do a report card, maybe on Oklahoma, Clemson, Arkansas.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
South Carolina. Maybe we'll do that. We'll definitely have to keep up with recruiting, National Signing Day, and we're gonna do a thing for that. We're going to be doing the NFL, like I mentioned. That's going to be going strong for the next couple of weeks. We got the playoffs coming up. You got the both playoffs, I guess, coming up. College basketball's heating up. You know, December is a big month. You know, you might sit there and be like, well, college football's ending. Kind of. It's kind of picking up anyway. So, you know, you got a lot going on.
A lot coming.
Yeah, you got a lot going on. So we're going to have coaching changes, maybe do videos on that. So there's going to be a lot of going on. You know, the off season doesn't really kick off till like February anyway. For football. So, you know, that's what we got going on in the football world. Like I said, college basketball, NFL. So if you're into all that, we're going to be doing it. I'm going to be trying to be doing not daily uploads that cripple me, but we're going to try to do 3 videos, 4 videos, somewhere in that realm a week, you know, kind of depending on what's going on, what we're talking about, what everybody wants to talk about, everything like that. So this is a college football podcast. But we're going to branch it out at this point. So I don't even know if you can brand us a college football podcast. We're definitely like a sports podcast, though.
We're college sports.
Kind of.
I don't know.
We're kind of, yeah. We're doing things. We're not going to ever cover the NBA or Major League Baseball. So there you go.
We cover the Braves a little bit.
Yeah, on Instagram a little bit. I just bragged because they won the World Series. That doesn't happen much. They haven't been since '99, so you know you got to take what you can get. But other than that, you know, good for. I'm excited for the future. You may think college football not happening. Schedule might change a little bit. I doubt it though. We'll see. We're just going to keep flowing. We still have 2 more weeks of this, so normal schedule. So just keeping a lookout. We're going to keep doing Monday. I mean, it's going to be a lot coming up. So, all right. With that being said, we're going to hop into rivalry week. Ryan and I are both wearing Clemson stuff, but we're going to start in the big house with Ohio State at Michigan. The line is -7.5 toward the Buckeyes of Ohio State. The over-under 63. Ryan's going with the Buckeyes. I'm going with the Wolverines. Ryan, why are you going with the Ohio State Buckeyes?
I think they just have too much going for them right now. Their defense looks like they're finally turning around. They're figuring things out. And the offense is just killing it right now. C.J. Stroud and Travion Henderson have been killing it. I mean, there's nothing they can't do on offense. And then their defense seems to be figuring it out. I think it's just too much for Michigan. I don't think Michigan can win this game. I want Michigan to win. I just don't see it happening. I think Ohio State's going to roll.
I disagree.
Okay.
100%. All right, here's what I think about the Ohio State University. Ohio State boat raced Michigan State. They boat raced Purdue. Now, who did they struggle with? They lost to Oregon. They struggled against the Nebraska Cornhuskers on the road. And then they struggled against Penn State. That was at home. Ohio State had all their big games at home. They're not going to be at home. They're going to be in a hostile environment with a Michigan crowd that has belief that they can win this football game. And I think that spells bad news for these Ohio State Buckeyes. Um, say what you want about Michigan. Say what you want about Ohio State. Ohio State hasn't looked great this season. They've had moments of weakness. That Nebraska game was one. The Penn State game is one. Um, Ohio State's supposed to boat race Rutgers. They're supposed to boat race, Purdue. You know what I mean? They're supposed to win those kind of games. But in this circumstance, I think the Michigan Wolverines are going to win this football game. I think they're going to win the Big Ten championship game. Actually, it would be very Michigan for them to beat Ohio State this year and then lose in the Big Ten championship. Oh my God, that would be very Michigan-esque. And then what do you do? Put Notre Dame in? Oh my God. But regardless of that, right now, you're looking at this Michigan. I think Michigan, they've done what they needed to do against teams that were inferior to them. They had a bad loss to Michigan State. They could have won. They could be undefeated right now. I think what gives me confidence about Michigan, I like that it's at home, and I've liked that they boat raced the teams that they're supposed to. They pounded the teams that they were supposed to pound. And I think that gives me confidence and, that they can do what they need to do to win the football game. Win. Michigan. I'm picking Michigan. I will die on this hill, but I'm picking the Michigan Wolverines.
I hope you're right. I really do. I just don't see it happening. I think Ohio State's going big.
Yeah, so either Michigan wins close or Ohio State blows them out. Those are the two options. Those aren't. There's no Ohio State winning close, and there's no Michigan losing close. Yeah. It's either they get blown out or they win.
I hope Michigan wins. I really do. I want the Wolverines to win this game.
What does that guy say? Not so fast. I'm going with the Wolverines of Michigan. Lee Corso. How much longer does Lee Corso have? He's like 86. Not alive, but like on the show.
Oh, Jesus, dark.
No, I don't. He might live for another 20 years. He might outlive me. But
I don't know. Maybe 3 more years.
Oh, he's got to retire. He's got to retire next year, I think. All right, there's your Ohio State, Michigan. I'm going with the oh my God. I'm going with the Wolverines of Michigan. Michigan Wolverines. Michigan Wolverines.
Okay.
Michigan. All right, next game. Another big one for Clemson. We talked about the last big one for Clemson in the last episode, on the Thanksgiving episode. Go check that out if you haven't watched it yet. Thanksgiving episode, we ate a lot of turkey in that episode. Not really, but I wish we would have. That would have been fun. Wake Forest, Boston College. Wake Forest needs to lose this game. Ryan showed me a post yesterday. Apparently, Boston College is all eat up with every kind of disease known to man. I do not think that's going to – I think Wake Forest is going to blow this team out and win the ACC.
I had faith before I found out all these BC players were getting sick. Now that I know they're all getting sick with flu-like symptoms and all that good stuff, or bad stuff, I guess, I just don't see it happening. I think Wake Forest is going to pummel them.
Wake Forest. Ryan's going with the Demon Deacons. I think, Wake Forest in a blowout. I don't think it's going to be close. I think Wake Forest is going to destroy them. I just don't think it'll be competitive at all in any way, shape, or form. I think Wake Forest is going to be mad, especially after losing to Clemson like that last week. They're going to be mad. They got something to prove. So I think Wake Forest Pitt's going to be your ACC championship game. Hey, if Clemson don't like the result, man, hey, don't lose to Pitt. Don't lose to NC State. What are you going to do?
Sure.
You got to
win the game.
Yeah, if you would have just lost to NC State or just lost to Pitt. NC State, man, that game, they should have won that game. It's despicable that we didn't. It's sad. This Clemson team, I do believe, is more hot and better than it was when they played. I think DJ's got more confidence, yada, yada, yada. But I do think this is a more competent Clemson team than we've seen in a couple of years. This year, I guess, not a couple of years. But I'm going with Wake Forest. All right. Next, biggin, Alabama at Auburn. The line is 19 toward Alabama, minus 19. Orange 55. I think Alabama wins in a blowout. You do too.
I think it's going to be a blowout. I mean, Auburn, no Bo Nix.
Saw what happened when he didn't have Bo Nix last week.
Yeah. You can't ride Tank Bigsley to a big win. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you can't.
Auburn's defense.
Maybe Alabama's defense is kind of garbage, but
it's not gonna work out. Bama's gonna crush.
Yeah, I think Alabama. The only argument you could make is that they know that Auburn's bad, and they're going to be looking ahead to old Georgia. But I still even don't think that's possible. I don't. That would take a miracle on the
I
plains.
want Auburn to win. Don't get me wrong, but I don't see that.
Now Auburn has a couple miracles on the plains, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen this time. All right, we're both going with Alabama. Nick Saban, Nicky Saban, Nicky Saban. That's what I call him, Nicky Saban. All right, what do we got next? The Oregon State Beavers at Oregon. Civil War.
Formerly Civil War.
Nah, still Civil War in my mind. You're not going to cancel me, Ryan. First of all, I don't even think the Civil War was in Oregon. I don't think it existed at that point. So
it goes with
maybe,
territory, but no.
Yeah, see, they can call it whatever. They cancel. Of course, it gets canceled. They was called. You can't have that down here, can you? Never mind. I was gonna. Never mind. Oregon favored by 7 points. Over under 62. I'm going with the Beavers. I think it's tough because it's in Eugene. Oregon State's kind of like Oklahoma State in the fact that they like never win, but I think Oregon defeated. They don't have a lot to play for at this point. I mean, they're still going to the Pac-12 championship if they win this game, but still, I just don't think they're broken, defeated after that loss, embarrassed. Maybe they have something to prove, I guess, maybe this week. I doubt it. Oregon, man, I can't believe they lost to Stanford. That loss should haunt that program for years to come, because I still think they'd be in the playoff talk, even if they lost to Utah. They could still go and win this game and then beat Utah next week. But I just don't. I still don't see it. I think Oregon State. I think Oregon State wins.
Yeah, you actually just convinced me to change my pick.
Yeah,
I was originally going to take the Ducks, and then you make common sense. I think you're right.
Oregon State wants it more, man. They crave it more.
I think
they had a good year. You know, I don't know what is their record?
7-4.
I mean, they had a great. Considering Oregon State's usually like hot garbage. They had a great year. I mean, they got something to prove.
Yeah. And when I was watching the Utah-Oregon game last week, they just didn't like each other. The Oregon players just clearly were upset, frustrated with each other. They were not on the same page. You could like the quarterback would miss a throw, the wide receiver should just go like, "Oh, come on!" Like, they're not a team.
No,
they're messed up. They're broken. They're unhappy.
Yeah.
They're not going to the playoff. I think you're right. I think Oregon State's going to win it. I'm going to pick
Oregon State. If Washington beats Washington State, I believe this weekend on Friday, Oregon State beats Oregon, they go to the Pac-12 championship against Utah. That gives Oregon State even more motivation to win.
Yeah.
Now, there could be the theory that if that doesn't happen for whatever reason and Washington doesn't win, you could see maybe a defeated Oregon. I don't even think that happens. I still think they're going to go beat the crap out of each other. I think
it's a rivalry.
Yeah, I mean, Oregon State's going to be up for the game, even if they can't make it to the Pac-12 championship. First of all, you weren't supposed to make it. Second of all, you are 8-4 for friggin' Oregon State would be like winning the national championship, kind of like 8-4 is going to be for Arkansas. So I get it. You want this game if you're Oregon State. Oregon, I don't think they care. Or they're just lackluster, and they've been lackluster in a lot of games this year. They struggled against Cal at home. They lost to Stanford. It's just been a lot. I mean, a lot of the games they played haven't been
blown out by Utah.
Exactly. So the games they played, I mean, you can't rest your laurels on that Ohio State win forever. You beat Ohio State. Congratulations. Go beat somebody. You got to go and play the next game. So that's my 2 cents on the Civil War. Ryan, both and I go into Oregon State. Speaking of Oklahoma State, the Oklahoma Sooners at Oklahoma State, 7:30 Saturday night. The line is -3.5 toward the Pokes. The over-under's 50.5. Take a deep breath, Ryan. Ryan's going to be freaking out Saturday night. Clemson and Oklahoma probably going to be on the ropes both on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Ryan, I'm going with the Pokes. And I'm going with the same reasons that I just talked about Oregon State, I believe hold here. Oklahoma State, they don't get this opportunity ever. They're going to the Big 12 championship game. They're facing Oklahoma, the best Oklahoma State team that we've seen in years. They have a chance if they win the next 2 games to make to the playoff, and I think they will if they win the next 2. Um, if you're Oklahoma State, you've got everything to play for. Oklahoma, maybe a little mediocrity. You do it all the time. You're bored. You're not playing up to your potential. All year, Oklahoma has been the same team. I said in the last episode, they flatlined. See what we were talking about. I don't want to this episode. I think it was this episode. Auburn, roller coaster, right? Oregon, not Oklahoma. No. They're the same. That's consistent, consistently consistent, but their consistency hasn't been that good. I think Oklahoma, he's putting on his Oklahoma hat. Oh man, just to rub it in my face. I'm going with the Pokes. It'll be close, field goal, but I think I'm going with the Pokes. I just like it being in. I like it being in Stillwater. I like the home field advantage. I like the defense. I don't think Oklahoma's offense has been very impressive. Now, Oklahoma State's offense is god awful too, but which is bad if they do get in the playoff because they'll have to face Georgia. So that wouldn't be good for them. But that's just my opinion on it. That's just my thought. Ryan, what do you think?
I think pretty much everything you just said
Was accurate.
was wrong.
It's accurate and it's true.
This is
All of it
not
was
the
true.
first. Oklahoma State is always there. And if you look at the past, I don't know,
Oh my God,
meetings,
Ryan loves the pass here.
I think about 6 of them have been top 10. They've been in the top 10. This is also not the first time they've played for a Big 12 championship. They actually, before the Big 12 championship game, there was a Bedlam game that whoever won that game decided the Big 12 championship. So it was a championship game. Oklahoma smacked them.
If Oklahoma wins this game, they lose next week. You're
I
gonna
think
lose one of them.
I think no. I think if they win this game,
what?
If they win this game, it's going to be easier to win the next game. It's not in Stillwater.
It's true, but Oklahoma has looked bad. You
now
have to admit that. You have to admit that.
They have. They looked bad against Baylor. I wouldn't.
I would argue that they look bad against a couple teams. I don't think Iowa State. Yeah, Iowa State's gunning for you. I would say you can't. I hate to say this. Kansas was tight. I hate to bring that up. West Virginia was tight. TCU was a blowout. Texas was tight. Looking back on that,
but they were
same thing with Arkansas. Yeah, they were better than. I agree with that. They're a roller coaster of a team too.
They've been a nosedive of a team.
Yeah, they were up there and then they collapsed under their own weight. But yeah, go ahead with your Oklahoma propaganda.
I mean, when you say that this is similar to Oregon State, I disagree because both teams still have something to play for. They both still have a chance at the playoff, and they both have a chance at the Big 12. So Oregon, you got me saying it too. So Oklahoma State and Oklahoma still have very big aspirations. Oregon's aspirations are just the Pac-12. That's it. That's all they got. And that's not what they were gunning for. They were gunning for playoffs. Oklahoma and Oklahoma State have both aspirations. They're both going to be very interested in this game. I do agree with you. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be a very defensive game.
That's true.
I don't think I have a hard time seeing both teams scoring in the 30s. I don't see I think it'll be like 28-24. I think it's going to be close.
And over still hits.
And I really do think that this game will be a coin flip type of game. I think either team could win this game. I really do. It just kind of depends. I think the main focus of this game will be, can Oklahoma get the run game going? If Kennedy Brooks can have a good game and Caleb Williams can have a decent game running as well, I think Oklahoma wins. I don't see Oklahoma State scoring a lot of points. Oklahoma's defense is good enough to hold them to a reasonable low score. And obviously Oklahoma State's defense is statistically a top 3 defense, so they're going to hold Oklahoma down to a few points. I do think that Oklahoma now has a little bit of food. Oklahoma State, their quarterback made some comments which did not go over very well. And so I think Oklahoma's going to be ready to play. They're going to be very motivated. They know everything's still to play for. I think they're going to win. I think it's going to be close. And I think Oklahoma State could win, but I think Oklahoma's going to
Oklahoma fans can't hope for a recap of what happened to Baylor. Now Baylor had a good defense. I don't think Baylor's offense is that good, but we'll see what happens. I'm interested. I'll be watching this game on the side. I will be watching. I'm interested to see what happens here. But with that being said, I'm going with the Popes, Ryan. I have to.
All right.
I just think they're going to win the football game. I think they're going to win.
I mean, Oklahoma put 41 on them last year, so
Last year was last year. This year's this
it
year.
was. But
Oklahoma, man, they're just. I just don't think they're crazy. How it's crazy. I don't know. They're a weird team because you think they have like the best offensive weapons in the country, great running backs, great wide receivers, and their offense is just like, ugh, it's tough to watch sometimes. Their
yeah,
offense is a snooze fest. It's just incredible how that's possible because you would think they'd be up there with an Ohio State average offense, but I guess the Big 12 got a little more defensive this year.
apparently.
Yeah, so there you go. I think it's gonna be a tight bedlam.
It'll be tight. That's
In
gonna be good.
Stillwater. The Cowboys versus the Sooners. If Oklahoma loses, I will be posting a picture of the Sooner thing tipping over. If I'm in a good mood, if Clemson wins, yeah. So all right, there you go. Orion's gonna be devastated if we come on here next week and Oklahoma's not in the Big 12 championship game. He's not gonna want to even do the episode. That's gonna be so sad. All right, there you go. Oklahoma State. It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight. All right, Florida State, Florida. The line is -1. You're probably sitting at home wondering why in the hell are they covering this game? I don't know. This game kind of sucks. These people suck. These teams suck. The quarterback, half of them don't even have, one team doesn't have a coach. The other one has a kind of an average coach. I still think Ryan's going with Florida State. I'm going with Florida. We're a little divided there. I think being in the swamp is helpful. The problem
There's not gonna be a lot of fans. So
Florida's defense is abysmally bad, but Florida State's offense is also very bad. So I don't know.
they're not bad. They're just
not very good either. So I don't know. This is just a weird game for weird people.
Weird game. Winner definitely goes to a bowl game. Loser still may go to a bowl game.
Yes, their name's Florida. Got Florida in front of it.
But I think Florida State's going to win this game. I think Florida State's been on an upward trajectory. Florida's been on a downward trajectory.
True. I don't know how much Dan Mullen being fired is going to motivate the guys to get things done. So
I think they're done. I think Florida's just quit.
But there is this is crazy. There is the angle. Say it didn't help with USC though. That's what that would be the kind of the constant here. There is the angle that you're trying to impress the next head coach, whoever's going to come in. Even if it is Billy Napier, that's the rumor right now. I don't know how much substance there is to that rumor. I think we're going to find a lot out next week. You're going to hear a lot of moving pieces next week. But maybe that's true. Maybe it's not. But Florida, it's going to be tough. I think Florida's going to win, though. I'm going with the Gators. Chomp, chomp. Bad loss against Missouri last week, though. But defense played a lot better in that game, I'll also point out.
Yeah, but Missouri's offense is garbage.
Yeah,
hot garbage.
Good. The only player they got, Beatty, is pretty good, but other than that, not much. All right, here's another one for you. Another one for you Big Ten guys. Wisconsin at Minnesota. The battle for the Big Ten West. I think it's called. I think that's the conference, right? Big Ten West.
Yeah.
The only one who has a weird one is the ACC, and I still can't ever remember. Clemson is in the Atlantic.
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm finally learning. All right, Wisconsin, Minnesota. Line's -6.5 toward the Badgers. Over under 38. Gross. I would not watch this game. I think Wisconsin's going to blow them out.
Yeah. So, I mean, this game has a lot of title implications. It's going to be a very close, low-scoring game.
Oh, God.
It's going to be a disgusting game, but I think Wisconsin's going to win this game.
Yeah, I think so, Wisconsin. I'm going with the Badgers. Minnesota, man, that'd be big for them. That'd be embarrassing for the Big Ten to have Ohio State versus Minnesota in that championship game. Horrible. It shall end how it began.
That'd just be horrible.
Oh, that would be terrible. I think Wisconsin can't beat Ohio State, but maybe they stand somewhat of a chance. I doubt it, though. All right, there you go, Wisconsin,
They
Minnesota.
have the number 2 defense in the country.
Yeah, okay, cool. Um, congrats. Your offense
I
is
mean, it was your big talking
garbage.
point for Oklahoma State. So
Hey. Well, the offense is bad. Y'all's offense is at least kind of capable, So we'll see.
So what? So you're saying Oklahoma's going to win?
No, Oklahoma State. All right, let's move on from that. Let's get on something we unified on. Clemson at South Carolina. The line is minus 11.5 toward the Tigers. The over-under is 42. Clemson, we're both picking Clemson, obviously. I think if this game would have been held in late September, early October, Clemson loses this game. Coming off that big win last week, Clemson's hot. Not hot, but they're motivated.
I mean, I'd say they're hot to be a top 10 team. Blow it out.
Their seniors are kind of pumped up, The last thing you want for these seniors, if you're a senior in that locker room, you're sitting there, you're like, man, season hasn't been good. Senior class, I guess, isn't going out on the highest note as some of these other teams have. You're sitting there, you're thinking about that. This team will always be remembered as the season that kind of the struggle bus happened. Clemson wasn't as good as they have been in the past. The last thing you want is for them also to say that was the senior team who lost to South Carolina. I think Clemson wins. I just don't see in my mind. I get that it's going to be a raucous crowd. It's going to be in a hostile environment.
Sold out.
Kentucky walked into that environment and won. I like to point out Kentucky. Auburn couldn't, but Auburn was a broken football team. I just don't see any possible way for South Carolina to move the ball against that Clemson defense. I think that's what it comes down to. Now, South Carolina has an okay defense. I just don't see any way for South Carolina to have any traction against that Clemson defense. Yeah. Clemson, they won't get a lot of respect this year. They had high expectations. They crumbled them. They weren't what we all thought they were. But looking on it, you're going to sit there and you're going to think, well, Clemson, they aren't what we thought they were. They still got one hell of a defense, man. Defense, they have injuries on defense. I feel like their defensive line all of them break their hands every week. And somehow they pull up guys that are still better than half the teams in the SEC and ACC. So, I mean, I just don't see it happening. If this is the year, though, South Carolina, I hate to admit that. This is the year. If you're going to beat Clemson, you got to do it this year. Because I think Clemson's going to be better next year. This is a young Clemson team. Dabo likes singing that from the highest peak in Clemson right now. This is a young team. It's not what it's not the same as it used to be, but still, man, I just think Clemson wins.
Yeah. I think if this game was held in Clemson would blow them out. Clemson is undefeated at home. They are 2-3 on the road. Ooh. South Carolina is 5-1 at home. Only lost to Kentucky. And they've only
Who they play at home? Auburn, Vanderbilt, Troy,
Florida.
Oh yeah, Florida's garbage now though. See, I just don't know. I just don't think, Florida collapsed at the end of the season. Auburn has
All
collapsed.
I'm saying is South Carolina.
They played a capable team in Columbia. They lost.
They play their best games at home. They've only won one game on the road, and that was East Carolina. That's it.
They barely won that.
I think it's going to be closer than a lot of people think it's going to be. I think the key to this game is who can win the trenches, who's going to, really who can get the run game going. If Clemson gets the run game going, Clemson wins. If South Carolina gets the run game going, South Carolina's got a really good shot to win this game.
I just don't know. That offensive line they have is so terrible. Man. Clemson's offensive line is bad, but they have been playing better. But South Carolina's offensive line is so bad.
I think it's going to be a very low-scoring game. I have similar to Oklahoma State game. I think I could see Clemson getting into the 30s if they play their game right. I don't see South Carolina scoring 30.
No, God,
Um,
no.
I think there's going to be a lot of pressure.
Missouri's
on-
defense held them at 28 points. Missouri's got a god awful defense.
Yeah, I think Clemson's going to put a
Yeah,
lot of pressure
Villanova.
on Jason Brown. They're going to stack that line because they know South Carolina's going to want to run the ball. If South Carolina can figure out how to run the ball on the ground, I think they got a good shot of winning this game. However, I think Clemson will win this game. My pick is still Clemson. It's going to be rough. It's going to be a rough game. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be rough. It will be a very close game. I have trouble picking Clemson. I've been going back and forth on it all week.
No,
There's
pick
literally
Clemson out of spite.
there's a little voice in the back of my head that says, I think South Carolina could win this year. I do.
I do too.
I would not be
Odd,
shocked. I would not be
It's
shocked.
not like in previous years where we were going to wax them. But then it's
Yeah.
in a snowball's chance in hell. You know what I mean? When Deshaun Watson was there or Trevor Lawrence, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They didn't stand a chance those years.
Yeah.
But
I would not be shocked if South Carolina wins this game. I wouldn't be.
I'd be devastated.
I would be too.
I'd cry myself to sleep Saturday night.
I would not be shocked.
I'd get drunk as a skunk.
Wins this game. However, I think Clemson made the right choice in holding out Will Shipley and Kobe Pace against Uconn. They're healthy now, and they're going to have to run the ball. They're going to run the ball, make sure DJ doesn't throw the ball away. I mean, let's be honest here. I'm not sure how much you trust DJ in this environment. So you're going to run the ball. You're going to have a very few amount of passing plays. I do think Clemson wins, though.
Yeah, I think Clemson wins, too. I just think at the end of the day, Clemson does have the talent needed to win this kind of ball game. This is what they do. This is what Dabo Swinney does. This is the University of South Carolina. This isn't USC. It's not UNC.
South Carolina.
Yeah.
I will say that I think you're right. I think this is South Carolina's one shot to win this, to beat Clemson. If they don't do it this year, it's going to be a very long time before they ever do it again. Because think about it. Clemson, I think, has 20 or 30 scholarship players hurt right now who will not be playing in this game. If you look at that starting offense when they first played Georgia, all those players aren't playing except DJ. That is the only player who is still starting because they're all hurt. They're all gone. And they're still winning. They just beat a top 10 team. So it's if you don't beat them this year, you're not going to beat them next year, and you're not going to beat them the year after that.
Yeah. Clemson, like I said, young team. They weren't healthy this year. It's been a rough year. It happens. They're 9-3. They're going to be 9-3, 8-4. First of all, rough year, I guess, for their standards, maybe. But still, man, I just don't think. I don't know. I guess you'll know, too, by that point, whether Clemson's going to the ACC championship game. Maybe that would motivate them a little bit.
Yeah.
They've lost this game, though, and then went to the ACC championship. So that happened a couple of years in the Taj Boyd era. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited. I think it's going to be nerve-wracking. I'm nervous. I think the Tigers pull it out, though. I'm excited. I think it's going to go. All right. All right, there's Clemson, South Carolina. Go Tigers. CLEMSONTIGERS. Fight, Tigers, fight, Tigers, fight, fight, fight. Woo!
There you go.
All right, last but not least, Texas.
Kind of least, but
Texas A&M at LSU. This is another, like, what? The line is -6 toward the Aggies. Warner's 45.5. Coach O, the final stand. Coach O. This is the end of the voice, the Coach O voice.
If he doesn't win this game, they don't go bowling.
I don't think they want to go bowling anyway. I want to shout out to Coach O. It's been up for a long couple years, my brother.
I think you want to go bowling, go out on a high note, get a trophy, I guess.
You think he would actually be the coach there? Or they would let him go to the bowl?
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably would. Let me tell you something, fella. I'm going with the LSU Tigers to win this football game, and it's in Baton Rouge. What time is this game? Is that night?
I don't remember. Let me pull it up.
If it's at night, I'm definitely going with LSU. They don't give LSU 12 o'clock games. It's got to be at night. It's either at night or at 4 o'clock. Let me see real fast.
That's 7.
Yeah, that's 7. I'm going with the Tigers at LSU. They're going to be pumped up. Coach O's last game, they're going to have players coming back. You're going to see players coming back to support Coach O.
No, I think Texas A&M wins this game.
What?
Win it handily.
How do you see that?
Coach O loses this game. He loses his final game. Sorry, Coach O, but
No way. Jimbo Fisher out the door. He's like me. He's leaving Texas A&M for LSU. He's going to give LSU a bump of the ratings one last final time so he get his recruiting class over there. So he get his recruiting class in Baton Rouge.
Jimbo is not leaving.
Jimbo Fisher. He will leave if his class wasn't number one in the damn country. I cannot believe that Jimbo Fisher coming to LSU to replace me. I got to play him in my last game.
Sad.
So shout out to Coach O. Thanks for nothing, jackass. I'm not happy you're gone. I guess I am kind of. Coach O always peed me off the wrong way. I like Coach O a little bit. He always peed me off with that one comment he made about Arkansas in 19 when Joe Burrow was facing the Hogs. KJ Jefferson had his first start. He was a freshman that year, straight up freshman. We held his red shirt. But they started KJ Jefferson Baton Rouge against 2019 LSU. That was his first start ever. A great game to play in. They beat us in that game, and LSU didn't even go get the trophy or whatever. And they asked him at the last second, they're like, "Why didn't you go celebrate Arkansas?" And he said, "I'm sorry, that Coach O always gets my vocal cords all messed up." He said he went to the podium and said, "There ain't gonna be no celebration beating Arkansas. They ain't beat nobody in a long time." Oh my God, Coach O voice, damn you, Coach O, you kill me.
Jeez, get some water, Trey. Jeez. It's pretty rude, Coach O, to say.
Yeah, screw you, Coach O, you bum. I hope he comes coach at Arkansas though. That Barry Odom left for some reason.
Yeah, he'll be y'all's new defensive coordinator or something.
Mm-hmm. But shout out to Coach O. What a great guy. It's kind of a scumbag, kind of a bad guy actually. But what are you gonna do? All right, let's do this final little run through here of any other rivalry games I want to mention of note. I had a couple picked out. I want to just slam them in here real fast. Coach, oh God, you killed me, you son of a bitch. Texas Tech and Baylor. Baylor probably going to win, right? They look into the Big 12 championship game. Probably a big win for the Baylor Bears. What else we got here? Houston at Uconn. Any chance Uconn pulls the upset here?
No.
Good for Uconn beating Yale.
Good for them. Yeah, they
Good
got
for them winning one game. Uconn, man, always bad. What else we got?
They went to the Fiesta Bowl in was it 2010, 2011?
Oh my God. Miami at Duke. There you go. You think they fire Manny Diaz?
No.
It depends on if Lane gives them a call. Hey, I want to come there. They might fire him then.
Probably.
They might pull a Texas and fire him like in January or something like that. Fire like they did Tom Herman. Penn State, Michigan State, the battle of the third and fourth team in the Big Ten. Sad. What else we got? Brett Bielema, Northwestern versus Illinois. Brett Bielema Bowl. Vanderbilt at Tennessee. Tennessee boat races. Virginia Tech and Virginia. I think Virginia wins. Arizona State. Arizona, one win on the season. They're as bad as UConn.
They're horrible.
Yeah, that win they had this year was their first win in like 3 years or something like that. Isn't that crazy?
They're pretty bad.
A&M, LSU, we talked about that. Oops, sorry. West Virginia, Kansas. What a rivalry game for them. West Virginia could go to a bowl if they beat Kansas.
Good for them. Good for them.
Pittsburgh and Syracuse. Anyway, Syracuse upsets the Panthers. I guess it's not a. Pitt's going for Syracuse is going for a bowl here though. Maybe they might be motivated for that. Kentucky and Louisville.
Pitt's going to handle it.
Kentucky Louisville is kind of an interesting game. I like that they moved that Kentucky Louisville to the end of the season. That needs to be at the end of the season.
Cunningham's figuring it out too, so Louisville might have a shot.
You never know. Notre Dame, Stanford. You think anyway? Notre Dame. Here's a question: Notre Dame getting the playoff? Any chance? I guess if enough lose, maybe if
there's a chance.
So what would have to happen? You would have to have complete catastrophe. You would have to have Michigan beat Ohio State. You had to have Michigan beat Ohio State, and then Michigan would have to lose to Wisconsin, and then you would also have Oklahoma State probably beating Oklahoma, and then going and losing to Baylor. That would be like a catastrophe, and then
they make.
Yeah, but I think that's it. BYU at USC.
What a sad game.
Yeah, USC's giving up. California, UCLA.
Good job.
Good job, Chip Kelly. Going to be 8-4. There you go. All right, there you go.
Good job.
Those are your games. That's your rivalry week. I'm excited for it. We're gonna be posting Monday recap. Look for it. Look for it. Look for it. I'm gonna maybe try to get out a little early, depending on what happened. If South Carolina wins, we might not post it all. So, with that being said, I'm excited for next week. I'm excited for this Saturday. I'm excited for Friday, Black Friday, rivalry week. We got it all going on. Thanks for watching the TNR Sports Show. Ryan, any last thoughts?
Go Sooners, go Tigers.
Is
Let's
there any
fingers
breaking
crossed.
news before I get out of here? Let's go to the sports tab real fast on Twitter to see if there's any kind of sports news going on. Rex Ryan is going to LSU, breaking now. I'm just kidding. What else we got? Nick Saban on a rant. Ryan, you're gonna post that to our Instagram, maybe as a story. There you go. All right, there you go. That's what you got going on. Here's to the Tigers. Here's to the Hogs. Arkansas over Missouri. Oh my God, Coach O, screw you. You almost killed me, Coach O. Go, Coach O. All right. Thanks for watching TNR Sports Show.
Bye.